Alright, we're just almost done setting the lobby up, setting the custom grid for the race as we had for qualifying. And we should be live any moment with the race. So, Thakurwa, in this period, so what are your thoughts about the Miami Grand Prix, the new circuit, and what are your expectations from the Red Bull this weekend?
I mean, a really interesting track. It's really giving me that. It's a very mixed track. Like a lot of people say, like it feels like a mixture of a multitude of tracks. Some parts of it is like Abu Dhabi, some part of it is like Russia, some part of it is like I don't know Saudi. It's like it's very very different track. I feel like it has all types of corners. It's a great track. The first time, actually in 1 hour we will have the first practice 3 underway as well. So that's going to be interesting to watch what these drivers set on that occasion. I mean, coming to the Red Bull, I hope they get their reliability together this weekend. Not looking too good because Max hasn't gotten a run in FP1 and FP2. So both times he's had reliability issues, and I think one of them was a hydraulic issue, and the other time his car was on fire. So not sure what that is about, and yeah, I don't think he's gotten enough time to learn the track either, apart from the simulator. So not expecting much from them, but hopefully he can get it together. And I mean, pace-wise, they're pretty much even. They're at the top, and interestingly enough, the Mercs are back. Seeing Russell and Hamilton back P2, P4 around those, you know, they were around that slot. So yeah, going to be really interesting. I think this battle is going to become more three-way, in my opinion. What about you? What are you thinking? What are your expectations for this week?
So I'm really looking for the Ferraris to continue their run of form and Charles to come up with another podium. And yeah,
That's a safe
hopefully
bet.
it's really I've been the very silent spectators for the last couple of years after how Ferrari has been performing. But
Yep.
yep, all that aside, so coming back to the real race or the virtual race we have at hand here at the Hungaroring. So
Hmm.
all the drivers, hopefully the top 10 should be starting on those set of softs. I believe all those top 10 did qualify on the
Yep.
softs. The advantage here for all the drivers is now, or the top 10 drivers more importantly, is the fresh set that they start on with 0% wear. So
Yep. That
that's
is a
really going
stroke
to
of
come up to
luck.
the advantage, and as we know, it's a dry race all throughout. So let's see what the bottom half of the grid does. What kind of tire choices do we have? Do we have a hards to softs, or a hards to mediums, or a medium to hards? As we
Yep. Interestingly enough, the
should be
strategy
able
is
to
super
see the
mixed.
things in the next
Yes, strategy
one.
is super mixed because you never really know what's going to happen because the safety car situation is very abrupt. Lot of safety cars around this track. So, yep, as I think we are underway for the formation lap, and yep, as Vivix leads away from Apple Brothers for the formation lap, getting some temperature into those tires. Just looking and going through the gear shifts and yeah, making sure the temps are right. Um, that's
So
pretty
I
much
am
it.
Rahul on in the bottom half of the grid on those hard tires, and the only driver on those hards, while the rest of the bottom half is on fresh set on a medium strategy on the alternate, as we also have the 20th driver joining in with the likes of Sid Venkatesh, our D2, our
Wow. So we have a
reserve
full
from the
grid
D2.
this weekend.
So yep, he would be looking to salvage his dismal performance in the actual race in the race that he did yesterday. So let's see how that works out. Meanwhile, Vifix taking it very slow during the formation lap. So easy on those tires. So the soft tires are a compound that can really don't take too long to get up to temperatures, while the mediums and hards can really take a while by the time they're coming up to their
Muskan was
temperatures.
disqualified from the session. I think he might have made contact with somebody or might have gone into the wall there. Muskan. So he will be starting on cold tires, the back of the grid. Meanwhile, Refix just coming around the final line. So,
Yep. VFix is
back up
close to the final, the second last corner, while there are still a few drivers now starting the final sector. So now the pack has fairly now bunched up. People, drivers have spaced it.
as well alongside PSI
Oh,
and Rishi. So all
that's
these
probably
drivers
because
are
of the pack slowing down way too much. So VFix would also be looking to for all those drivers behind to catch up. So yeah, sometimes can be disqualifying for those drivers. So let's see how that works for them for the restart, as we have Sid pretty much lining up at the back of the grid, and hopefully let's see if I can get a good camera angle as the grid is set. And yep, it is 5 lights and away we go. VFix has a decent start, meanwhile Epic Brothers has a better start and is already VFix doesn't have really a great start. He's now sandwiched, and Tanishq also is, I think, that is who is looking to take that position as now the Alfa Romeo. Oh, Tanishq has a moment, and Epic Brothers. Vyom was the one who had the mega launch, and Epic and Shadow have contact, and also does PSI Legends in that process, but still, he still has been able to keep his car alive. Meanwhile, Chip Schema, the passenger in all of this, but he has his car through as there's a sector yellow flag in the finals in the second sector, but I think that was for the Alfa Romeo of Epic Brothers. So some contact between him and Shadow, going back to the lead of the race, as now Vyom with his start. VFix hot on his heels. Let's see how that pans out. Tanishq holding back a bit. Chip Schema following him through. Buzzer looking very hot on Chip Schema at the moment, as
almost under the back of Vyom there.
and there is a yellow flag again for the Aston Martin of, I think that was an Aston Martin, as Basel is really looking eager on Chip Schema, and let's see how Basel still in the slipstream now pulls away, breaks, both of them breaking almost at the same time, but Basel having the inside and Chips concedes the position there. Great pace shown by.
Actually gaining 5 positions off the start, so starting in on P5, and Hushraf gaining 5 positions on the medium tire compound. He's now up to P6. So
And Jin as well with a 7th position gain. So PSI, one of the biggest losers, and he's also coming out of the pits along with Quick Killer, Yash Kosalia, Sid, Epic, and HVP. So some.
One of the biggest losers there. So
Yep.
He's lost his position off the start.
Yeah,
alongside he's lost it as well.
That's
So,
probably because of the contact
lost 16 positions.
between.
Oh my God.
Yep, the incident between Shadow Sword and Epic Brothers have had them lose a lot of positions, but Shadow luckily not needing to box over there, as VFix is now hot on Vyom at the moment. He's just, and he goes on the inside, they're side by side down at the final corner.
Vyom had him through because of the DRS, so I'm sure that was a strategic pass. I wasn't
Not sure, but Vyom is still fighting back. He has the inside now. VFix decides to concede there. Now he tries to follow him there. His DRS has been enabled, but the drivers would be able to use it by the end of this lap, and there is just one DRS zone over here on this track, and that is also a very difficult spot to overtake. You really need to be either alongside or within 3 or 3.5 tenths to be able to make that move.
I'm sure he's struggling with the dirty air from the back of the Alfa Romeo.
Yep, wow, he is. But there is no despite the dirty air, there is no lack of pace in VFX, and he's been able to follow
Yeah,
closely.
he's within two to his turns throughout the lap. So that is very commendable following ability from V6 there.
As Ethan makes a move past Azun on those tricky sections, so I'm not sure if, yep, probably Azun just had a moment on those medium tires. Now the Mercedes also back in formation, so VFix now really close to Vyom this time around, and he'll have his DRS wing wide open. Vyom goes on the inside. VFix gets the slipstream as much as he can. Vyom has
Oh,
deployed
he
his
goes
battery, but
push back on no,
VFix gets a great
no.
switch back on Vyom, but
Contact.
probably just missed the contact because of the
Oh
view
my
there.
god.
But these drivers are going side by side, and I remember, I'm just having memories from the Singapore race these drivers did last night. So that's all
Yep.
right here.
Oh
As I
my
am
god.
Rahul has
Retired.
retired from the session, so I think that's at the exit of
Virtual
turn
safety
one, is
car.
it?
That's a virtual safety car. Oh,
Oh,
it's a
that.
safety car now. The virtual safety car has been
Oh,
transformed into a
that's.
safety car. Oh. Joshua will have to
Oh,
P5 on the
that's.
medium tire compound. That is now this is getting really interesting because even really sort of positions for the race.
Yeah, Bushra on those mediums, so he need not think about anything about boxing under the safety car at this moment. Meanwhile, let's see what the soft runners do. Do they look to get into the pits? And Hushram
Joshua
gets
gets
a
a drive
drive
through.
through. Oh, that
Oh,
is.
oh my god, that is the commentator's curse coming into play. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
No, that is not the.
There's
But
still a lot of race to go. He can still get his head down and try to claw up whatever he can. As Vyom, Vfix, Tanish, Basel, all in the pits, I believe, for a set of mediums that they might
thank you
take
for
until
another safety
we
car.
see another safety car, or maybe box for another set of softs towards the end of the race. But no, Vyom comes out on the hards, and so does Vfix, and Basel as
Interesting.
well, and so does Tanishq, I believe. No, Tanishq is on the mediums, and Vicky has also come out on a set of hards. So these drivers would be definitely looking to take it to the end of the race. Meanwhile, Hushrav is now the safety car leader under behind the safety car, and also has to do the safety car restart.
Yep,
So
but then he will
that
have to sort of
restart
drive
lap
through
would be
that
really critical for him, and he's got his brother behind him. So
Oh,
some some extra bit of support there, brotherly support that can be handed over, but he really has to be mindful of a hot VFX
V6
behind
behind.
there. And
In
we
fact,
also,
interestingly enough, Mayank in P4 now after leaving. Yeah, Mayank in P4, Azul in P5 after that, after starting at the back of the grid. So
so all,
looking at the position changes at the moment, so Nushan is getting 12 positions, Mayank and Azul getting 10 positions. So really good run from those guys around here. I mean, it is a stroke of luck with the safety car, but still, nevertheless, starting at the back of the grid, now they're on their podium. And yeah, P4 and P5, Mayank and Azul.
yep. So I remember this scenario again. I believe that was from Imola, where the two Mercedes were together and there was an Alpine. And it is the same scenario again, because it is the Alpine of Tanish. So deja vu for these drivers. And
Who doesn't like a Mercedes sandwich? And we're going to have another lap of safety car until the pack is bunched up now. So most of the pack is bunched up. I think we're only waiting for the HPC should and let the others to catch up to the pack, and then we should be ready for some racing.
yep, so Vyom and VFix on those hard tires, so pretty much a same comparable pace that they would have. Meanwhile, Mayank on those 5 lap old mediums, so not a lot of wear on those tires, so he can definitely pose a bit of threat, or at least looking at the pace that these drivers have, might just be able to string along the leaders. While
Yep.
Azun also not lacking any pace, and Tanishq and Noopshan might just be in a battle of their own, and Basel would
And interestingly enough, he fits Guillaume on the hard tires while everyone behind is on the medium tires. So they could have a pace advantage initially. So could be interesting to see if they can play a factor into the race and match the pace in the leader.
Yep, but not an easy track for overtaking and getting the best exit. But yeah, the final corner, the exit through the final corner is what can make the overtake stand for these medium runners. Uh,
Yep, turn one is the
but
best overtaking opportunity around the track with the DRS. So, but no DRS for the next 2 laps. So, yeah, these drivers are going to have to sit behind these drivers until DRS is enabled. And safety car in this lap, race control has deployed the message. So, racing is underway now in just about a couple of corners time as Hushra leads away the pack to initiate the safety car restart, um, which is Gaba right behind him. So let's see what we have on our hands here. As yeah, he's backing up the pack, there's the tension to the tires and straight and before the line he should go
and he's
I think Hushra
gone.
is going to let Guillaume pass. I think he might just let Guillaume.
Yep, Vyom has chosen to follow close with Hushrav and now going into turn one.
Oh, you are mentioning just the 5 second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. So I think he might have overtaken
And
someone.
oh, Yash Kosalia has left the session. Oh, he DNF'd some. Oh, did him
No.
and oh, he DNF'd at the start. I think there was something that happened over there, which we really.
Unfortunately, the Williams driver. Yeah, nonetheless, on to the leaders now. Mayank keeping up with V6 there, at least 4-10 gap. So, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I feel like Azim and Mayank are keeping up with the leaders at the moment. All of them within 2 seconds, second. So, not too bad there as Mayank now starting to drop off with the dirty air, having to have huge lift off with the
I think looking at Tanishq at the back of the grid, I don't know if Tanishq had a moment over there and I don't
oh
know
my
what
god,
caught
yeah,
Yash.
he dropped off completely there.
Meanwhile, Hushrav now getting into the pits to serve his drive-through. Let's see how what he now he
Yeah, he should be
that's a
last. He
comeback
should
to
be
do
last
for
because
him.
he just had a safety car. So he should
Yep.
be last.
Yeah, but we did see Tanishq as we see a yellow flag and there's the Alfa Romeo
Alfa
of our big
Romeo,
brothers that has had a moment coming out of the exit of the final corner on
disastrous
those
safety
hard
message
tires.
there.
Oh, not the best of races, not just for Epic, but as well right now Hushrav as well. But let's see whatever they can salvage back from this race at the moment because
Yep, P6 and Liam starting to pull away now, breaking the gap from everyone behind them. So, yeah,
yep,
out of the DRS.
yep, we have barring the top two, we have all the other drivers up till P13 who are just within a second of each other. P12.
Wow.
So yep, and DRS would also be enabled in the next couple of laps. So Mayank would be eager to just hold on to his position and stick on to Vyom and refix as much as he
Yeah,
can.
he's getting about 5 to 6 tenths a lap at this point on Mayank. So not only is he going to be able to pull on without finishing the DRS field, as DRS has been enabled by his control. So he should see some overtaking this time around. Um, it's very hard to get into that 3-10 window of the track because throughout the track you have dirty air and it's hard to overtake even on the main straight with DRS. You're not like within 4 tenths of the overtake. So yeah, overtaking is definitely one of the tough things to do around here.
Yep, and just that one DRS zone and that one straight because even coming out of the exit of turn 2 you do have the DRS for that small straight but it's really hard to make that move stick there And probably
because
only if
now
the
we're getting
driver, leading
to
driver, makes a mistake is when you can probably get a little, make your chances on that move at that corner. Meanwhile, as we fix and Vyom have are 2.5 seconds ahead of Mayank, and he is the leader of this train that goes right up to P12. So it's just going to be
wow.
a DRS train, and all it's going to be all the more difficult for all these drivers to make up any
Vyom and
position.
Lucas in
So
a league of their own, and so almost there's a 3 second gap into
yeah,
just 2 laps.
as
As
V6 goes on
V6
the inside of Vyom, and
inside of
he
Vyom. Oh
just
my
side
god,
by
what a move!
side going at turn two. Now Vyom goes on the outside. Now V6 has that position.
Yep, that was
So
such a late
again,
move. We almost missed it there. But yeah, nevertheless, Lucas is past Vyom now, and the lead has switched. Interesting to see how Vyom will battle the dirty air with alongside V6 this time around. Will he be able to be close enough for the DRS to make a move on the DRS this time around? So now within 5 tenths, V6 still the way. So yeah, interesting to see what's going to happen on the DRS this time around. And yeah, they're just flying at the moment. Like Mayank now almost over and above 3 seconds down. So yep, one V6 is just a league of their own.
in,
And
and
V6 just breaks
V6,
the slide. Yeah. Yep.
yep, the dirty air costing Vyom a bit more than how V6 was able to manage behind him. But coming
Yep.
into
7 tenths now.
your
So
DRS
not going to be
wide
enough for
open
Vyom
for,
to make a move.
yep, 7 tenths behind. Now V6 sticks to the right of the track. Vyom is probably a car length behind him. Can't make any such moves as now the second DRS zone. Pretty much, and Yash has left the session. So
Yep, really hard for Vyom there to manage the dirty air. We could definitely handle the dirty air much better when he was behind here because he was sitting around that 3 to 4 10 window. Meanwhile, Vyom is not trying to drop off yet. You see the gap is starting to go up to 7 to 8 10 every lap. So, and now coming to the trickier section of this track, which is sector number 2, and where dirty air is the most prominent. So yep, as you can see, the gap is just going up and up because we almost not being able to manage the dirty air as well. And yeah, 8 tenths now is that gap coming out of sector 2. So you can just see how much of a factor dirty air plays, and it's an important skill to be able to manage your car under the dirty air, which he has done perfectly as he increases this gap and is on the final corner now above a second
as
out of
there's
DRS.
a yellow flag for Vicky has had a moment, and he has been detached from the
Meanwhile,
train as Azun has made his move. Probably as we missed his move in the last lap, as
yep,
Bazar is now coming for a
very
move
fast gap.
hot on Azun, so he would be looking for a great exit on those hard tires. Not the best of grips. Azun making the most of that grip on those mediums, that they're going wheel to wheel
Opening
down
there on the
through the
outside.
hairpin. Now Azun getting the outside. Oh, Basel with the inside line has made the
Wow, that
mistake.
was a
So
really
that
good
was
move
some
on
lovely
the outside.
racing between the two drivers. Great action. But
Meanwhile, Lucas
and
and Guillaume now bridging the gap to 6.3 seconds
as
in two
Shadow has
laps.
also made a move on chip schema, I believe. So Mayank is now losing a lot of those positions there. Meanwhile,
Yep, both the
Vyom
mouths holding on to 245.
is now almost a second behind VFix now. So VFix would be eager to break him from the DRS. And Basel with the clean air now would be looking to make his move in roads and try joining the battle for P1. Yep, as the two Mercedes also running in formation, so the Mercedes looking to score a lot of points in this race as we still have about 22 laps to go. Make that 21 as the drivers start this lap.
Yeah, very interesting. To see the pace advantage these guys have. Like I'm just like every lap now they just increase the gap, and now it's about almost 7 seconds by the next lap. Which is in there. So
Whoa,
Just
whoa,
creating
sorry to cut
space
you
now.
there. As Shadow is looking to make a move on the Red Bull of Mayank, and he does make
He
that
makes
move
it.
in that second
He makes
DRS.
it quick.
So great, great double DRS, use of double DRS, and the Mercedes have also swapped position. So not sure if
Team order there.
probably judging their each other's pace and knowing what's best to score the maximum points as they can. As Shadow, oh, Mayank almost gets onto the curb, and both the Red Bulls now running together. Let's see what kind
Yep,
of
Bjorn
defense
just
can they
hanging on
put
to
in.
the
As
other.
Quick Killer is also eager on chip schema, so they are some championship rivals from other leagues as well. So they'll be looking for a pre-warm up before their next league race. A battle to watch out for over there as well. As Vyom has detached, he still has the DRS, so he was probably under a second at the detection line. So another lap, and let's see if he can make those inroads, or is he on tire management mode at the moment. So probably something that we'll figure out later. As Mayank has now lost another position, as Ethan is also looking to make that move on Mayank, and Mayank is on the, he probably gets a little throttle greedy and
Oh,
is
yellow flag
on the
for that.
grass.
Is
I
that Mayank?
hopefully that's not a lot of damage for him, but I believe he doesn't have a lot of understeer though, so I think not sure if he's
Oh, and
struggling or not. As
Vicky,
Vicky
both the
gets a
McLarens
3-second time
have
penalty in the process.
time penalties at the moment. I think that's the first time penalty for corner cutting this time around because I think Ethan got it for a 5 second and for ignoring the yellow flag. So both the McLarens holding the penalties at the moment. And yeah,
Oh,
it's
and
definitely
there's a
some
yellow
effort.
flag for the McLaren, and Vicky has spun again. He's in the gravel. So those
Oh,
hard
the tires
tires
are
are
going to be
definitely,
steaming now.
yep, yep. He needs to really keep cool for the next couple of corners until his tires get up to temps. As now VFix rounds the final corner. Does Biome have DRS?
Yes, he does. He
He
does
does
have the
have
RS.
DRS. So
And just
he's
hanging
still
on to that
sticking there.
DRS at the moment.
So with that DRS, it's just helping them pull away from Basel, who not really making a lot of impressions at the moment and rather has lost a bit of time to the leaders, and Umshan has caught up to him. So this is a move that might be coming in the next lap, when medium tires against those hard tires. Meanwhile, as oh, there's so many battles going on.
It's an
HVP,
interesting track.
PSI has made a move on HVP.
Wow, okay. In
Oh,
fact, Zoom is now leading the
and
championship.
oh, Hushrav and HVP make contact, and Hushrav
Oh,
HVP is round in that process. Oh,
pushed him up to
Hushrav,
P11, so
yep,
good recovery at the moment. Slow
is
but steady.
Hushrav is full elbows out at the moment, trying to claw up as many positions as he can because of those drive through that has really hurt him right now. Let's see what if he can pull out anything different here. If he pulls an undercut on those medium runners, does he trigger a pit stop right now? Not right now, but at least probably 7-8 laps in and go on those set of softs. Meanwhile, VFX has really pulled quite far away,
Wow,
so I think
1.5 second gap.
might have just had a moment at the exit of the final corner, as HVP is losing a few more positions and he's back in the pits, as Shadow is now side by side with Azul, as 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 there's the Alpine, yeah, that's the Alpine of Shadow, as Chip Schema is also looking to get involved in that fight, and Ethan, so that's the train we're talking about, Vedant. So it's broken a bit, but still a lot of action to go for the next 19 odd laps.
Meanwhile, Quick Killer and Azim getting past, Quick Killer and Shadow getting past Azim there. Azim dropping down the order down to P7. Our current championship leader is down to P7. And Nick Chan now still holding on and yeah, still holding on to that P4 there. So great driving there from the Mercedes driver. Vintage is really pulling out a gap here. I'm wondering if it's the tire wear decision and tire management that's playing a role here because he's really like every corner he's always getting a 10th at this point. and 1.0 even on this. So yeah, about 2.2 seconds is the gap between the leaders right now, and Ethan's really putting the foot down here, and
As
really
Ethan is
waiting for that.
looking to make a move on chips at the moment, looks takes a peek on the inside, but still has to hold back at the moment. Wow, it's this is a great battle to watch out for as Jin. Oh, Quick
Oh,
Killer has
I quickly
retired from
attack
the.
is out. Oh my God! It goes into the wall
That
where
is another safety car. So
good. That's gonna be good for Hushrak here, and everyone who has some box. So probably even Nushan has box. So I feel like this is going to be good for him as well. Everyone who wins box now is the perfect opportunity for the medium runners to make a big stuff. Yeah, so both the Mercedes have not, both the Mercs have not made a pit stop yet. And this is a great opportunity for them.
as
Hushrak not making a
VFix
pit stop yet.
isn't gets into the pit, so he would be coming on a set of mediums now that he would carry through to the end of the race.
Yep.
And Fyom also follows suit. So Epic
And
Perils
Epic
this
gets a
time
drive
gets a
through.
drive-through penalty. The drivers
So
not
many
able
times.
to manage their deltas, and all the drivers, we see all the drivers, the top 8 in the pits. PSI Legends has decided to continue, so he's going for the track position,
And
and
that's
on
fair,
those
it's
hard
fair play.
tires. Yep, he knows overtaking is difficult here. If he can hold himself up on those hard tires, so might just be able to get some good points.
And we're just above the 50% mark in terms of the race. We still have 50% of the race left, and we've already had two safety cars. So I'm sure a lot of drivers will be banking on another safety car as well. So yes, I know that if it's not the safety car, it's probably going to be him. I think these guys know that probably another safety car will come in the coming laps. Yeah, so that's part of the strategy.
We also have a few drivers who've come out on a set of softs, like both the Mercedes are looking to take the softs for at least 15 laps of racing, if we can say that. Uh, Probably, Thakur, you have given a lot of data to these Division 1 drivers by taking your mediums for 16 laps in the race yesterday, was it?
Those are soft tires, yeah.
Yep, so probably that's where their information also comes from. Meanwhile, let's see how that works out for them because
I mean, that was partially because of the amount of safety cars we had yesterday. We had about 2 to 3 safety cars, yeah, around the same we have right now. So, and we had rain incoming. So, that was my strategy part of it. And the safety cars really help you manage your tire life because obviously you're not, the tires aren't screaming for grip during the safety car period. So, yeah, that's when you can really conserve your tires. And yeah.
yep, they help you out a bit in the long run until the safety car
Then of course.
restart. Yep.
Yep. Then the tires started to give up. It seemed to help. As we have another lap safety car and waiting for Tanish to catch up to the pack. And Tanish can HVP yet to catch up to the pack. In fact, Tanish can HVP have made 3 pit stops already. So that's interesting. um, yeah, waiting for them to catch up and then we can have racing on the way again.
So meanwhile, Ethan also probably serving his yellow flag penalty in these, and he might have just taken a hit. He's come down to P13 in the process.
Right. Yep.
So that 5 second serving has really cost him a few positions. Let's see what he can do in terms of.
Yeah, Nushan really playing the pit stop game perfectly there, waiting it out patiently and just the perfect time to box right now. And retains his position of P5 now in fresh medium. So really smart racing from the Monk driver there again.
So we have two drivers, Sid Venkatesh and PSI Legends, who are on some worn tires, while the others are more or less on fresh sets. Mayank is on 3 lap old soft, so I'm a little confused how that is. Or did he pick? I don't know. I won't go too much there. Yeah, safety car in
Right?
this
This
lap,
is
so
that. The field has one stop as David's now backs up the pack to get ready and prepare for the safety car restart in the most unpredictable way possible. And yeah, Guillaume just driving right behind his gearbox to catch him right when he decides to go. And safety car has entered the pit. He should be ready to turn them around as Guillaume is the outside line
yep.
alongside we could following an active strategy at this point, and we could slowly
V6
make
now
the start, and
goes,
he goes
and
for
there's
it.
a bit of wheel rubbing between the two drivers,
Yeah.
but Vyom has made the most of that place that he was given on the track, as they're both of them side by side, as PSI also looks to make that move, and now he will come under threat from Basel
Oh, and
in
Joe
all of
goes
this,
down the
and Vyom
inside.
dives on the
Oh, and he goes
inside and
wide.
gives a shove to
Oh, and
V6. Big
oh, and
shove,
V6
and
is
there
there.
are
Oh
three.
my God, V6 crashes.
Oh, whoa,
V6
whoa,
crashes.
whoa. And
Oh my
V6 has
God, V6 and
retired,
Basil.
PSI has retired. And I
V6 and
still
Basil
see
have
three
V6
cars
and
going together.
oh my
Basil has also
God.
retired. Oh my God, I need my
That is definitely going
controls
to be the
back.
crash. I'm sure. That
This
is
is,
definitely going to be the crash.
yep.
Oh my.
That was some three. I could see
Really
three cars.
unfortunate for Vijay there. He's running such a good race, and yeah, I'm
Yep.
not sure that was really like seen by Jerome there. He just ended on the inside where I mean that was practically the Ferrari turning in point. So somewhere
And we
that was
have
really
another safety car because of this incident. So
wow.
that is one
We have
incident taking three cars with it. So they were
six
coming in three
retirements
wide.
now.
So it was a
Six
very difficult
retirements in the
racing
stands.
incident to
That's a
call. But
lot.
yep,
Meanwhile, Nuksan on fresh stops in P2 at the moment. So Nuksan really getting the most in space at the moment and should scheme out the P4 on his IRL debut. So yeah, what a race. Those guys, really shadow recovery from the back of the grid this time around. He will be wanting to make some inroads into the lead of the race. But, but wow, what a
and
how this is going
Tanishq
around.
is just having a wing change. So not the best of outings here in Hungary for Tanishq so far. But Vyom,
As
Nuption.
Messi gets on the penalty,
So a ripple effect coming out of the dive from
yeah,
Vyom.
Jin after the sixes. Let's look at the position change situation as stand after the safety car restart. So we have Guillaume who's going to be Nuksan is in 17 positions now in 52. Tyler is going to position 6 positions. Jin is getting 10. And Phil Venkatesh is getting 12 positions. So really good rather than these guys keeping it patient, keeping it clean, and yeah, that's it.
Whoa, a lot of driver of the day contestants here. And let's see how much can they further. So Noobshan, is he? That would pretty much be a last to first for Noobshan if he just goes on
Yep.
and gets
It's
Vyom.
going to be tough for the Codemasters to really declare it as the way this time around. Yeah, we have some crazy contestants here, and Luchan obviously leading the way. I'm not going to say much because I don't want to give in the commentators first, but yeah, I'm just going to let you put that in now. uh, as we
Yep.
wait for the track to come up, I think we have another lap of safety car under our hand. Yeah, one more lap of safety car.
Right, as we have 13 laps of racing. So now what are your podium predictions,
Stand,
Tagarwa?
and I really don't know because the cases just turning around so much and really hard to predict. But I'm gonna go with Guillaume, Nilsson, and Shadow. I know that's the current standings, but I really think they could bag a podium. Because Shadow has shown great pace around Hungary. In fact, in continued first win around here. So like Shadow has a good chance. Nilsson, because he can be fresh tires, I think that he has a good chance. But then Guillaume has shown exemplary play throughout the weekend. So I feel like, yeah, those are going to be my top three. What about you? What are your predictions?
I, I think Ethan might come into the podium spots again. That's I'm gonna go for Ethan. Vyom, Noopshan, and Ethan. I mean, that's the other driver that I'll say.
All
Shadow
right.
Sword, as much as you said, right? I believe it's one of his favorite tracks. He loves to drive around, so he would really be happy with the podium here. So let's see how
As
that
safety
works.
car is in this lap, and Guillaume has backed up the pack significantly, and waiting for safety car to obviously enter the pit so he can initiate the safety car restart.
And he has gone.
And he has gone,
And
so yeah, that's
Gupshan
a
has been
decent exit down
really
there.
almost fairly pretty alert and has a good gap from Shadow Sword as well. As there's another retirement.
Vicky, oh my god, it's a good
Oh
point
my,
from Vicky Tires.
oh
Kevin, okay,
my
yeah,
God! And
Kevin
I think he's
Tandem.
had there is no front wing, but I'm going to come back for some action between these two as Ethan is really hot behind Chips at this moment. Still holds back, probably will have to hold back on this lap as well as pretty much a neat safety car restart there. The drivers separated by a few car lengths away from each other. So that really helps Leo with the process as Nushan would be really trying to hunt him down on those soft tires. So let's see how this battle unfolds as Shadow Sword also has a bit of a breather with Chips and UR Elite and fighting behind, so he can really get in that clean air, get that as much as not the cleanest of airs, but will be can hold his position, his P3. As fairly we have all the other drivers
Anusha
who
is going on a move, I think, on full ventilation. On this straight, it's going to take a slip for Hooker this time around on full ventilation. So, on this now, as he
as
tries to go down the inside, has a look, but things went over for him this time around. So, yep, he's sitting behind it at the moment to this of biting away his time, trying to claw his way up back to a decent finish. We have only 10 laps of racing left. Now, as he goes around the outside of that corner, but I think he's going to have to use it enough space as he. Wow, what a beautiful move on the outside. I hope you caught that. That was a very
yep, yep.
there on the outside of that corner. You don't see many moves on that corner. Really cool coming from there as he saves his way up into P8. We have Nazum. Senior human Winston is maintaining a gap. Winston trying to get close enough to make a potential move in the DRS. Still not very close enough. Around 4 times now is the gap between Guillaume and Winston. I don't think he's going to be very chasing as well as DRS will now be able to now is when the party will change from Winston and he gets DRS on Guillaume.
As Ethan and Chips are also fighting, Ethan tries to go for a switchback on Chips Kima, the wheel to wheel, and he does make the move stick. Chips Kima still trying to get him back on the inside line now. Both of them now. Ethan definitely has the position now as Epic sets the fastest lap of the race. And with Mayank, oh, and there's another retirement. Tanishq has retired from the session. I think is that another safety car. Yes, that is. And he has probably taken a bit too much curve on this right hander. The exit here and probably gotten his car spinning around. That's where I saw his car on the track map, which we don't have now. So what do these drivers do now? What does Noopshan do? What does Shadow do? I think Noopshan should.
Noopshan is on. fresh off. So I don't think he
So, but
would.
he should be really be looking to hold on to track position and get on a fresh set of softs because all the drivers behind him should be pitting. What does Vyom do? Vyom is not
Hey,
pitting at the moment, so he's going to go on till the end. Noobshan
Nuksan
goes
did.
for a fresher set. Shadow Sword decides to continue. Ethan also decides to continue. Meanwhile, Chips,
Not sure why
Jin,
Nuksan is not there.
and a zone is also in the pit, so hopefully that Mercedes double stack doesn't cause a lot of time loss to a zone. It doesn't.
Oh, I
Pretty
think it
much
was a
on
lag. It was fair enough, yeah.
just a little bit of lag, the game lag that comes in, but that double stack was pretty much on point. As we have a battle to watch out for again, a mediums versus softs, and Hushrav has done a recovery mode and is now back in P4. So Hushrav, Ethan, Vyom and Shadow, the top four for you.
Wow. Not sure when Nuksan box there now. He's practically not in a very good spot. And
Yeah, but
Sid Venkatesh in P5. Wow. In D1. So that was very, very interesting. So,
yep,
Indian driver.
good.
Great place around separation.
Yeah, his redemption drive fairly going on point from
Yep.
yesterday. So let's see what Noobshan can do on that fresh rubber. He would be eager to get past Sid Venkatesh as soon as he can, so that he can put up a
Yep,
fight
your
to the
podium
runners
position,
ahead.
right as of now, as of the Om and Shadow and Ethan now is taking off the podium position as of now. So interesting, very interesting. I said it's going to be really hard to make the podium chances. Yeah, anything can happen, and it's so unpredictable. The way this track is, the nature of the track, and anything could happen at any moment. Yep, championship change. Snap on the finger. So another lap of safety car as we wait away for Mayank to join the track
So
along with FS brothers. So racing away with us. Just another lap of safety car. Uh,
yep, so that's the third safety car that has probably come out, and we have eight drivers who have DNF'd. So Hungary,
wow.
indeed, as you said, Vedant, Monaco without walls, so can be
Yep,
really
indeed.
tricky, indeed, as we've seen, and some very questionable and speculative incidents that happened.
As
So,
always, as
and
always.
a couple of DNFs happened at the safety car restart, where probably a lot of wheel rubbing and contact took drivers out, and
The
I
thing is,
think
the track is so narrow that when the leader backs the pack up, everyone has little to no space, and that's what I believe causes incidents at the safety car restart, especially around Hungary, because there is just absolutely no space on this track, like if your track is bunched up. So I feel like that is one of the primary reasons for the amount of DNFs we witnessed today. Uh,
let's hope we don't get any of it this time
this
around,
time
as
around.
I won't go on a driver's onboard and would rather go on a broadcast view to see
Yep.
to just validate if we've got a legit safety car restart or not.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's witness this. I
I
mean,
think
Leo must
safety
have gotten
car.
some good
Yeah, I
safety
think
car
there's
restart
going to be
practice.
another lap of safety car since Mayank is still detached from the grid at the moment, and
Oh,
that's probably
okay.
I'm suspecting some incident between Mayank and Vicky that might have caused
It's
Vicky
really
to
bad for
DNF.
Nukshan because now he has fewer laps to overtake and might I take the liberty to remind you that after safety car, 2 laps of no DRS. So Nukshan, who sacrificed that position earlier on for the job, is now going to be under pressure because he's not going to have the I don't think he has enough laps to make up the positions that he would desire to make up. So that's going to be really tight for him. Let's hope for the best, nevertheless, and see what these drivers will do.
Yeah, but I think he probably would have also expected the drivers behind him to box for fresh softs, which didn't
Right.
happen, and the drivers went for track position. But that's what you sometimes take the gamble, and let's see, he still has 6 laps of racing to go and 4 laps with the
Yeah, and
DRS
I
and that
feel
gamble
he's
to
in a
play.
good, yeah, still in a good position. P6, not too bad, and I feel like he could make some inroads because the drivers ahead are on pretty own tires. So yeah, I feel like he could relatively own tires, not fully. So, yeah. Yep, I mean, Guillaume, Shadow, and Ethan on 9 laps all mediums. Kushra now in P4 with that awesome recovery drive with 6 lap old mediums. Still went clear with 6 lap old mediums as well. So, yeah, interesting to see what we have in store for us as Chips, Nushan, Jin, Azun, HPP, Mayank and Epic. So all of the bottom runners after the top 5 on fresh softs as safety car is in this lap. Race control has deployed the message and the home again must have gotten a lot of safety car restart practice this time around as he backs up the pack and gets some temperature into his tires to initiate the restart. So let's go on board with Chrome for the restart to see what he does this time around. And let's hope for a clean one.
Yep, hopefully, and he has gone. He
Yeah,
has
so
pretty
much
much gone
early.
at the very same point as he did last time. Has a decent gap from the Alpine of Shadow. So, and while Shadow has been is Ethan is really hot on Shadow at the moment, but he takes a peek but decides to hold back as
Nubshan makes
the
the
drivers.
position up on Silvantage and he goes up to P5 now charging on Hoshrar next on Nubshan. So, yep, will be interesting to see what he can do here. Can he get past Hoshrar on those fresh slots? Yep, time will only tell. So, yeah.
Noob Shan really getting what he would now be. He's just got medium runners ahead of him. So let's see what he can do. And back
It's going to
again,
be
but
super
it'll be a
frustrated.
DRS train behind. So
But no DRS in the next 2 laps. So I think until lap 31 we would have no DRS. So that's going to be unfortunate for him, and yeah, it's going to be a frustrating few sectors as he has to hold back behind the medium runners. But let's hope he can make some moves around the distance. Let's see what he can do. On the middle
yep,
straight now as we go. Nushan getting very close, within 3 tenths of a shrub now. Can he make a move? Very hard to drive over the DRS. So he just managed to get back out of the moment. And
yep,
yeah, I feel like DRS pretty much cancels each other out because it's such a DRS train here. So that's the problem as
yep.
we on the corner.
And if you see, we've got probably 5 laps of racing under DRS with DRS online, but make that 4 laps where actually DRS can be activated because it's pretty much at the end of the final corner,
Oh, right. Right.
and then for you to make an overtake, you do also have to make that overtake for the penultimate lap, because in the
Right.
final lap there's pretty much you can't make that move stick with the even with the DRS. So
That's
just
interesting. That's
got 2 or 3 laps
interesting.
of planning that these drivers have. As Sid gets a time penalty. Noobshan
Only driver
holding
with
on
time
to the
penalty.
medium runners, and Chip schema. So Noobshan also has the train of behind him, as Sid has had a
So I
moment.
think Sid has a moment, yeah. So he
Yep.
dropped down to P12 with a penalty now, so not ideal for the driver. As stands as DRS has been enabled by the time around. So see what we can do as Epic Brothers. I think that's the fastest lap of the race. 177 on the soft tire compound as we have a charging Nushan within 2 tenths of Hushram now. Just wanting to get past him on this occasion to get to the justice to his right side and yeah, let's see what he can do. See what he can do. He's really on the stick around behind his shot because yeah, these 2 seconds are extremely frustrating, very hard to do a move on, but Yeah, hopefully you can plan our move after running corner. Get fast
Yep.
running.
And Hushram would also have DRS from Ethan, who would not really have DRS from Shadow Sword. So
Right.
Ethan would also be a little under attack, and he would also have to get his defensive gear on while.
Yeah, meanwhile, Shadow now holding on to Vyom and will have DRS on this occasion, so it will be interesting to watch them battle it out as well. Can Shadow get a decent exit out of the final corner? Yes, he does get a better exit. Now within 4 tenths of Vyom as as DRS is wide open and he's not going to be able to come around to make the move. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, he does not. He wins better of it as he gets that second dose of DRS now. But it is not going to be enough for Shadow this time.
As Epic has made a move on Azun, I believe, so he's trying to make whatever inroads he can with that pace that he has.
No, I mean, decent recovery for Epic considering he was last with majority of the race after that race start. So, yeah, not too bad. Now he's in the point. Yeah, damaging. Shadow is now within 15 of here and Nukshan really hanging around and getting Nukshan and probably within the 3 to 2 times window is Nukshan now. So
no, but that's bad news for Hushrav, even Nukshan as well, because now it's a DRS with Ethan having caught up to Shadow Sword. So it's overtaking. It's just going to be, the difficulty level might just be 11 out of 10 at the moment for these drivers here. As let's see, as Shadow is fairly a few car lengths behind Vyom, not really, won't be able to make that move as
have to be within the 310 window to have a complete bold move on the driver in front. Otherwise, it's really hard. You need to within 4 to 5 seconds because you're just too far away. Because by the time you gain the time on the driver ahead, the straight is already over, and then it's really hard to overtake throughout the first. Not even frustrating for these drivers trying to make inroads.
Probably maybe trying to force the other driver into a mistake where Epic is fairly uncharacteristic of the track right now, because he's really looking to make moves left, right and center, and he's also got his red light flashing, so that really tells you the amount of battery he's deploying and how eager he is.
Wow, we lost time there, Shadow.
Oh, not the best of exits there, as
yep, now Nukshan within 4 tenths of his again.
Oh, Epic and Jin. Epic just runs into the back of Jin and they're almost side by side down into the final corner, but still Epic tries to get a better exit on the inside now. Nukshan just falls short just before.
Just so close there,
and Epic and Jin also going side by side in that process. And does Jin have Epic now? Mercedes of Azun also looks eager. Epic has his red light flashing, so he's really on mode push at the moment, really looking to extract every bit of pace, as Jin also feels the heat and gets a bit of time penalty in the process. But let's see what can. Yep, what. Meanwhile, as we now enter the second last lap, or would now be soon.
Oh my god, this is so close. It must be so frustrating for Nishan. Really close to a shot. Can he make the move this time around? As he has a little bit of a snap there, and yep, still not close enough. He drops down to 6 times again. So, yep, I don't think he's going to be close this time around either. And yep. No move on this lap either. So that's the final lap of the race, and that is the final opportunity for the driver to make a move. And,
Epic down the inside of Jin, and both of them, and Epic loses his car and he has retired. Oh, just gets a bit of throttle greedy and to
On the
get that
last lap, that
position,
was very
and
unfortunate. But he should get points because, no, not
yep, he
points, he
would.
should
Yep, yeah, he would
get
still score a point, and I think he also has the fastest lap of the race. So
right.
2 points still there, despite that last lap DNF, as Vyom is fairly looking thorough to
Uh,
come and see the checkered flag, while Shadow, who has also driven a brilliant race,
wow, I think
is
that's one of
coming in to
the
get that
easier finishes
P2.
for Shadow.
As Vyom now rounds up the final couple of corners, as here he comes for the Division 1 race of the Indian Racing League at Hungary, and Vyom takes the
Guillaume
checkered
wins.
flag, and Shadow Sword
Yep.
2 tenths behind him, and
P2
Ethan,
and
who finishes
Ethan
up the
takes
podium positions.
P3. So
So the
that's our
podium
prediction, guys.
finishers finishing under a second, within a second of
Wow.
each other. And
We got
Hushram
Hoshav
with
and
a recovery
Hoshav.
drive at
Right.
P4. Noobshan with P5. Chip Schema on his debut with a solid P6 there for the Red Bull.
Yep.
Azun
Guillaume
takes a
wins the Hungarian
P7.
Grand Prix. So I think that's his first win in IRL, is it? I'm not too sure, but I think that's his first win in IRL. So up to
Yep.
him on that occasion. And actually,
Meanwhile,
interesting enough, we might have a pending situation here because Vyom and Beatrix had an incident, and Shadow was within 2 tenths, I think, of Vyom. So if Vyom gets a potential penalty, Shadow could have his first IRL race win, and yeah, that could be something that we could expect here, and that could be something we can expect because that was a very dodgy incident between Beatrix and
meanwhile,
Vyom
if you
there.
can also invite the podium finishers for the
Yep.
interviews.
As Nukshan bags the driver of the day, starting I think 17th or 18th on the grid, he has clawed his way back up to 6. So not too bad. I think bit of mistake gambling on the soft tires there, but pretty solid race from him otherwise. As Guillaume wins the Hungarian Grand Prix, starting fourth on the grid with a monstrous launch at the start of the race, pulling him back up to P2 and great battle V6 up ahead, and that's his first race win in IRL. Followed by Shadow Sword, incredible recovery drive after falling off the order, starting fifth on the grid and clawing his way back up to P2. And Ethan just subtly bagging a podium there again, just handling the ball, playing the game of patience, and finishing the top tier of the podium. Push up again, really incredible recovery drive after that drive through and tumbling down the order. P4 finish with him, damage limitation. Really good drive from the Haas driver there. Nukshan P5, Chips P6. Great finish for his IRL debut on this occasion. Azun P7, a championship leader as it stands. I mean, damage limitation for him because most of the drivers have not finished the race. So, yeah, I mean, good race for
HVP,
Azun overall.
Jin, Mayank, Sid, and Epic just lining
Yep,
up, wrapping up
8
the points
DNFs.
finishers. Yep,
Yep,
8
full race today,
DNFs. So
20 drivers. So 8 DNFs in total. So yeah, a lot of DNFs around this track as we had predicted earlier on. I think
yep.
we had about
And
45 to
Vedant,
80
can you
cars.
invite the podium finishers to
So I
the
actually
party?
don't have Vyom as my friend, but I could invite the rest. Yes, I'll
Yeah.
just do that.
All right.
So if you could add Vyom, that would be great. I'll just add the rest till then. We have Vyom,
All
Shadow, and we have.
Let's leave that to the stewards room. We have we have the podium finishers hopefully joining us. So I have added. Have you added Ethan to him?
It them. I think we have all three of them with us um, here. So why don't you start with Ethan, Gaurav?
Well, Ethan, congratulations on that podium, great podium result. It was a good race, good show that we saw. Why don't you take us through your race,
Radio Shack, Ethan, are you here?
Yep.
Ethan?
I,
Can you?
okay, he's here. Yeah, he's here. All right, take us through your race.
Pretty interesting race. Lots of safety cars, lots of incidents also. I think I got into an incident with one driver multiple times, but I was able to make that comeback.
That's interesting. What else? Like I think you did start fairly behind when it came to your grid position, and you did tumble down the order as well, and you got a 5 second penalty in the middle. What was that all about? Was that a legitimate penalty, or was that just an in-game issue?
S- No, so basically, TBK spun on the safety car restart,
Right.
and I overtook him, and it gave me a illegal overtake.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried to give back the position, but he wasn't willing to overtake me, so I went off, and then apparently at the back there was an incident between Yash and him. So yeah, I felt bad for Yash, but at the same time the game just glitched out, so I couldn't do
Right,
anything
yeah,
there.
classic Cody's there. Can't blame you for that. Anyways, congratulations on that P3. Great drive from you. Again, a subtle way, like just a subtle podium for you. Starting at the back of the grid somewhere around and just bagging the podium as always. Really consistent drive from you there. Congratulations on that P3. As we move on to our next podium sitter, Shadow Sword, bagging the second stop on the podium places. So, Shadow, take us through your race. What an incredible race for you! Incredible recovery drive there from you. Starting P4, I think, tumbling down the order and then clawing your way back up to P2. Take us through your race. Take us through everything that you went through today.
Yeah, so actually, I started with quali. I somehow invalidated my final lap and I hit a 14.6, so I could have gotten
Yep.
pole.
We did catch that
And
on stream, in fact. So don't worry, your
oh,
efforts weren't faint
oh
there.
damn. Okay, that feels
Yeah.
good. That feels good. That's some reconciliation at least. But yeah, the on the first lap I don't know if that was my fault. I apologize to whoever pretty much I don't know who it was, but
I think it was
I
Epic
got
and
spun
you.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Epic. I got spun around. Luckily, didn't pick up any damage and was
Right.
able to kind of claw my way back. And yeah, got lucky with the safety cars and just kept the pace consistent. I knew I had decent pace today, and yeah, I had a great little chase with Viom at the end. It was kind of exhilarating. Everyone in the party was dead silent. It was good to watch. But yeah, and I'm sorry to Jin. I spun him around
Oh,
early into the
okay.
race. So yeah, I
But really good
apologize.
finish for you. Like I think this is your best IRL finish,
Yeah,
is it?
first podium, best
First
idol finish.
podium.
Yeah,
Oh wow! Congratulations on that finish there, Shadow.
thank you.
P2, great drive. As we move on to Vyom, so our race winner. So Gaurav, any questions for Vyom on this occasion as
We
we
are,
take his first IRL win?
yep, I think congratulations on your maiden victory there, and probably a great race. And it was pretty much a reminiscence of you. Your battle with VFX was a reminiscence from last night at Singapore, which I was able to view. But again, I mean, just talk us through your race, and especially how you made up your mind in terms of planning that move on VFX at the inside of turn two, and overall.
So firstly, I got one of the best starts of my, I think, league racing career from P4. I mean, straight into the lead into turn one. I wasn't expecting that on the soft tire. So then VFix was much quicker on that soft stint, and he eventually opened like a 3 second gap on the soft.
Yep.
Then I think the advantage swung a bit my way onto the medium stint. I don't know why, maybe setup related or maybe another issue. And then about that turn two overtake, I think SC just went in. I got an amazing launch from behind VFix. We were side by side down the full straight. Round the outside at turn one didn't work, but I got an amazing slipstream and I drained my battery down to turn two. And VFix squeezed me to the inside curb, and I don't know where he expected me to go from there. So I outbroke him, and I think he just turned in, and there was some unfortunate side pod contact. And in this game, once you have side pod contact, you can't escape it. So he got pushed wide because of that, and the rest is history. And from there on, just easy leading the race. Safety cars were a bit of a hindrance, and good scrap for Shadow at the end. Got really intense in the last 2 laps, but yeah, fun race overall.
So, Vyom, take us through that incident we fixed. That was super controversial. That what happened between the both of you all. Really, that was really close between the both of you all. Completely unsettled you as well. There was some wheel banging and unsettled we fix as well, which eventually led to his DNF. So, what exactly happened through that corner? Like,
It basically started off coming out of the last corner of the SC restart.
Right.
He chose a narrow inside line, I chose for the wider line, and eventually both our lines converged where I was side by side with him before the line. So
Right.
essentially a Max Verstappen restart.
Oh, okay.
I got an amazing launch down to turn one. I got squeezed onto the inside curb, and I got squeezed into the inside curb, and I went a bit deep, but that opened up my turn two exit.
Right.
And down the straight, I got an amazing slipstream, and then I feel I just got slightly squeezed towards the inside during the braking zone. So, and
Right.
I just stayed as tight as I could, but unfortunate sideboard contact. I don't blame him for it either. So
Right.
just
Okay.
unfortunate.
Yep,
That's pretty
unfortunate,
good.
but a race management 101 from you. I think that was
Yeah.
very well managed throughout, especially that start, that launch that you got. So
Yeah, must have been
congratulations on
getting
your
a lot
maiden
of.
victory, but yeah, a
Yep.
lot of work for the stewards down there.
Yeah,
So
must
as
have been getting a lot of safety car restart practice with all the safety cars you had to restart today. But either ways, congratulations on your first win, and that makes up for all three of our podium winners today, and that'll be all for this week. Catch us same time next weekend for the IRL race. I think that'll be all for today, and Gaurav and I will be signing off the stream. Signing off.